It's another day. It's another episode of Your Daily Scrum. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being out there, leaving us questions and comments. All of your engagement has shot this channel up. We are the fastest growing Agile YouTube channel on the planet, and that is all thanks to you. So thank you very much. We certainly appreciate all the likes, the subscribes, the shares. Please keep it coming. The more you share, the more you like, the more we can actually do. So if you like these daily videos, keep it up. Today's question, Todd. Again, from a viewer. So hey, we're on track here. We're keeping up with the questions in the chat, in the comments. Does a Scrum Master need development skills?
Yeah.
Here we go.
And I think that we're talking. This is a software development video. So
Right.
We've gotten some comments saying that we'd like to hear some non-software development examples. I'm just going to preface this and say this is going to be about software development.
You know what, Todd? Can I push back a little? What if I'm a Scrum Master for an HR team?
Okay.
Do I need the HR developer skills?
That's okay.
Let's get into it, right? Come on, Eagle Fang, bring it on.
So here's my stance on it: is that I feel like my stance is a little bit tainted because I grew up as a developer. Yeah. Right. So my first 10 years of my career was coding before I had ever heard of Scrum. Maybe not 10 years, somewhere in that area. I don't know. It was a while. I coded and started with XP. And as I've taken roles of Scrum Master, that's always kind of stuck with me, what it takes to be a developer, because I've done it and have a ton of empathy for it. And I can help to work things from a Scrum team perspective that way. So I absolutely don't think it hurts. I think it does help. And the thing is, it can hurt though. It can hurt if you have. So I'm not giving a direct answer here. The Scrum Guide's going to say no, right? Yep. So the answer is no. We're just going to try to describe some positions that we have and why it may help and it may hurt. I think it can help, and I also think it can hurt.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat as Todd, where I came up as a developer. So the first 10 years of my career, I was a Java dev, right? So I wrote Java code for a living. You can send condolences in the chat, in the comments section. It was Java is certainly a tricky language. I now very much prefer Python and Ruby when I do get a chance to code. That's not very often anymore though. But I'll tell you what, as a developer, I realized I had a skill gap, right? And so I actually went back to school and got business degrees. I wanted to be able to read spreadsheets and balance sheets and understand management and leadership. And so as a developer, I felt I had a gap. And so instead of getting CS degrees, I got multiple business degrees, right? And so I think that that's kind of the theme or trend that I want to apply to this situation. So does a Scrum Master have to have development skills to be effective? No. But they have to bring a skill to the team that they already do not have or that they struggle with. And so I've seen amazing Scrum Masters who have zero software development skills, zero development skills related to the team they're working with, but they were insanely effective because they were good at very specific things. And I'll give an example, right? I'm thinking of a particular Scrum Master. We'll call him Ben because that was his name, or is his name. He's still with the living. And he was excellent at working in the organization. He's just excellent at going into HR, finance, legal, C-suite, no fear, takes total advantage of open door policies, and works like crazy to remove all the impediments and barriers to delivery. I think that kind of Scrum Master, right, who brings that organizational expertise, that business expertise to the forefront, can be super effective with a lack of development skills. But I think we have to have skills that complement and supplement what the team needs. I've seen other Scrum Masters, Todd, who were excellent at the flow metrics and made sure that teams were able to, they knew their item aging. They knew when he helped point out when they were stuck. He helped from a process perspective. I've seen others where similar colleagues have done the same, but they've really had to up their game in other areas if they weren't going to have any kind of technical skill in mind. And so I don't know, what are you thinking now?
So you're actually making me think of, as I became a Scrum Master, that I was very deficient in talking and working in the organization. I got to be honest with you, my presentation skills were terrible. I very much would freeze in meetings talking. It was not good of it. I kind of really, from a Scrum Master perspective, gave myself the opportunity to grow into a Scrum Master role and learn, and because of my development skills. So right. All those things that you're saying that who was it, Ben had, I didn't have any of that. I had to work really hard, which is my guess is Ben had to work really hard to get some understanding as to what the developers were doing. So I think that my answer to this is a absolute no. But as a Scrum Master, you better be working really hard on all kinds of stuff. It's not just understanding the Scrum Guide, which you and I could debate for years.
Right.
But it's people skills. It's product development skills. It's organizational impediment removing skills. It's talking up. It's presentation. It's teaching. There's all these things that you need to work on. And you're never going to be a master at all of them.
Right.
It's hard. It's really hard.
And based on your current context and situation, other skills are going to be more important than others. Sometimes I think the adaptable person is best suited as a Scrum Master. I think the adaptable person. Can you take a situation, assess the skills that you need, be honest about where you're at, and then work really hard to level up? There's a reason why there's a full bookshelf behind me. There's a reason why we struggled to limit ourselves to 5 books for Scrum Masters in a past video. I mean, we are constantly leveling up. I'm in a master's degree program right now. And I know, Todd, you're looking at different educational avenues based on what we're doing as a training company, right? Yeah. Are we going to add, I mean, we've taken TBR in the past, but I think we're going to refresh that. And we're going to look at other means to create awesome experiences. We're constantly trying to level up. And the day we stop leveling up will be the day before we die. Right.
And I also think leveling up doesn't necessarily have to just be in the agile world, right? Let's keep that in mind. Some of the best and most influential things that I have read or experienced had nothing to do with the realm of which I worked, right? And that includes, I mean, you know me, Ryan, I'm a fitness nerd, right? Yeah. I literally like to study fitness. We are just to check some things out. I've been doing CrossFit coaching for years. I love the Olympic list, and I like to study that, but you might not be able to directly relate that to work, but you can, because teaching that skill is a whole different kind of teaching.
Yeah.
That you can take, and I can take the way that I talk to people around that and coaching fitness and translate that into a classroom, or translate that into talking to an executive about Scrum, because you just learn to break things down differently. So.
You know, I think the all important points, when I see organizations demanding that a Scrum Master has development skills, I think they're really looking for a dev manager. They're not looking for a Scrum Master.
Yeah, maybe check out their video on that one.
Yeah, can a manager be a Scrum Master? Mm-hmm. And I'll get, TLDR, the emphatic no. Mm-hmm. And so I think this is kind of one of those traps where, the Scrum Master must have 10 years of technical skill. One of those really bad job postings that I hope we start highlighting soon. Mm-hmm. I think they're actually looking for some kind of dev manager, not a Scrum Master. And this is actually a really good red flag.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Topic. It's a good topic.
It is a good topic. I think the main takeaway that I hope all of the listeners and watchers today are really internalizing is we need a wide set of skills. We need to be Liam Neeson in Taken. I have a special set of skills, and
great movie.
Something like that. And we're not trying to be assassins like that. We're not going to be that, but we have a wide range of skills, and we need to decide in the context we're working in. Like when I shift to working with HR teams, I'm not using the same skill sets that I am with software teams or with physical product teams or digital assets, and I think we just have to have that adaptability and that own honesty about where we're at today and where we need to be truly effective in that role. So,
plus diversify your skill sets. You'll always have a job.
Absolutely. Always forever employable. I think that's another good book that recently hit the shelf. So there's another book recommendation as well.
Yeah.
Todd, we're hitting the time box. I think we've done all right here. Let's switch it over and let's hit that subscribe button, everybody. Now,
hit us with comments on this one. This is a largely debated issue. I've heard many times, asked by many people. So thanks for asking this in comments.
Yeah, we'd love to know your thoughts. Leave us comments below. Have we missed the mark? Did something resonate? Maybe we'll have to readdress this, Todd, based on what people say. But those are our thoughts on the topic. We'd love to read yours, so please leave us a comment below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell. Make sure you know that when we drop a new episode, the second it drops, it's fresh. You can get it quickly. Hit the socials. Hit the website, agileforhumans.com, if you want to learn more about Todd and I and the classes that we teach and how we try to help Scrum Masters get better each and every day. But for Ryan Ripley and Todd Miller, this is another episode of Your Daily Scrum. We will see you tomorrow.
Have a good day.